Hey, what's up? I'm Coach Ryan Family from VIPAR. We're still here in the quarantine. There's no sign yet of when gyms might open back up again. So a lot of you are probably really freaking out about, am I gonna lose all my muscle mass? You're concerned that all your hard work you've put in to build the physique you have, to build the strength you have, is gonna go down the drain. We all know it's easy to maintain cardio workouts with a lot of body weight at home workouts, but it's a little more tricky, at least on the surface, so it seems, to build and maintain muscle with at home workouts. But I am here today to squelch your fears, put your mind at ease. You will not lose all of your muscle mass if you approach this situation properly. There's a couple things that I want to make you aware of that will help guide you to maintain and maybe even build muscle during this time where you don't have access to weights. So a couple things to get out of the way first. First and foremost, it is much easier for the body to maintain muscle than it is to build muscle. Building muscle, creating new tissue, is a physiologically complex process that involves a lot of things, and it's pretty hard to do. No matter what the supplement supplement advertisements or the magazine workouts would have you to believe that it's just super easy. It's actually really hard for the body to do. Maintaining what you've got, however, is pretty easy. In fact, the body wants to do that. Your body wants to maintain exactly the way you are. It's called homeostasis, and the body tends to strive for that. Same old, same old. Okay, so it's much easier to maintain muscle. You can maintain muscle with a lot lower workout frequency, a lot lower volume, a lot less tension than is required to build muscle. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, as long as your nutrition is on point and you're getting plenty of protein, so eating at maintenance calories, while getting at least 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight per day, you're gonna put yourself in the best possible environment to maintain what you've got, all right? Some people that wanna lose body fat may enter a calorie deficit during this time, which is fine. I think for muscle maintenance, you probably wanna eat at caloric maintenance so you're not gaining or losing weight on the scale. And also for immune system reasons, a calorie deficit is suppressing on the immune system, so maybe not be the best time to do that, but it's up to you. I'm not saying that a calorie deficit is going to make you sick by any means, but just some food for thought if you are concerned about getting sick during this time. Okay, with that out of the way, let's talk about building and maintaining muscle on a body weight program. So a lot of you go to the gym, and let's say you're doing, your goal is to grow. You're trying to grow muscle. So a lot of people are going to go for 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps heavy. Now, I'm not saying that's the most optimal program, but I'm just using this as an example. So you go in and let's say you're doing dumbbell lateral raises. You pick up the heaviest set of dumbbells that you can lift for 8 to 10 reps. And that's what you do for your training for 3 sets. Well, now you're at home and you don't have access to weights. So things like chest presses, things like squats, you can't really load yourself heavy enough to do only 8 to 10 reps. So a lot of people are lost on what to do. Well, here's the good news. New research has come out fairly recently that's showing that you can stimulate hypertrophy just as well with really, really light loads as long as you go to complete muscular failure. How light are we talking? We're talking around 40% of 1 rep max, which correlates to around a 30 to 50 repetition maximum. So if basically any exercise that you can't do 30 to 50 full reps on your own, that's an exercise, that's an opportunity for growth. If you can't do 30 to 50 chin-ups, and I don't know a lot of people that can, you can get your back as big as you need to by continuing to work on chin-ups, okay? Just at home, off of a tree branch, off of a door frame, off of a home pull-up bar. Push-ups, same thing. You can find a variation of push-ups that you're not able to do 30 to 50 reps at, and then train it to failure and try to improve that over time. So that's the good news, and I'm gonna show you a couple exercises at the end here just to give you some ideas. I'm not gonna go over every body part in every scenario, but I'm gonna show just a couple exercises for certain muscle groups that you could possibly use to train to failure that you're probably not strong enough to do 30 to 50 reps in yet, okay? As far as frequency goes, I recommend 2 times per week per body part or per movement pattern. You can get away with as little as 1 time per week. You can do as many as 3 or 4 times a week, but I think 2 times per week is kind of the sweet spot for right now. So with that out of the way, let's dive in. I'm just going to show you a couple examples of some exercise that you can use, but take this to heart. You can use any exercise where you reach failure somewhere before 30 to 50 reps. So even like, I think like a dumbbell lateral raise, you get a gallon jug of milk, that could probably, that would probably take a lot of people to failure around the 30 to 50 rep range. So you've got tools in the toolbox. Just got to be creative, especially for lower body stuff. You may need some external load, but there's still some ways you can manipulate it to just modify body weight exercise to make them more challenging. But the key is you gotta go to failure when you're looking to build and maintain muscle, especially when the weight is light. Okay, when the weight's heavy, you don't necessarily have to go to failure as readily because you're inducing a lot more tension. But when the weight is light, you absolutely do, to make sure you recruit all those big fast twitch muscle fibers once the slow twitch fibers burn out and fatigue, okay? So with that out of the way, let's dive in. I'm gonna show you a couple exercises that I really like that you could incorporate. First, I want to talk push-ups. If you can't already do 50 good push-ups with your body weight, you don't even have to make any modifications. Just do regular push-ups and aim to build your rep numbers, going to complete failure on every set. If, however, you're really good at push-ups, you got a couple options. You could elevate your feet a little bit to make the angle a little bit harder, or one of my favorite variations is to take one arm out to the side as a progression to one-arm push-ups. To do that, all you need is like a ball or even a book or something. And I'm gonna be working with my right arm. This is the arm I'm focusing on. So I'm gonna be pushing with the right arm. The left arm, it's assisting a little bit, but it's more straight. So I'm putting as much load on the right as I can, and the left is getting less load because it's out straight. So you get good at that, and then you can move the arm further and further out. And I'll be honest, right now, I mean, with my body weight, even with my arm out to the side, I might be able to get 10 reps on the one side. So that would be a really good variation for me to really drive strength and muscle mass in a push-up pattern without any additional load, okay? So the closer your hand is to your body, the more that both hands are gonna assist. The further that one arm gets away from your body, the less assistance it can offer, and the more stress and load gets put onto the working side. Next up is hamstrings. Now I've got these rollers here that I like to use for hamstrings. At home, you can use furniture sliders, or one of my favorites is just do it with socks on a wooden or linoleum floor. It's really, really hard that way. So 2 legs to start. We are going to start on the back. The first part of this movement is to bridge your hips up. So your hips are gonna stay up the whole time, and then you curl up, keeping your shoulders, hips, and knees in a straight line, and then going back down. Okay? If that's easy, let's say you can do 50 reps with 2 legs, go ahead and switch to 1 leg and just hike the other leg straight up in the air as you do it. And that should keep you plenty busy for hamstrings. For quadriceps, I really like a pistol squat. You can do it freestanding if you're strong enough, or a lot of you will probably need to have some type of support to sit on, but it's pretty simple. You just post up in front of a chair or a couch, prop the other leg out, squat down under control, and then stand up, okay? Build up to where you can do 30 to 50 reps at that height, and then you can go a little bit lower. You can find a lower ottoman, you can squat down to a pile of a laundry basket, you know, be creative on this. And then if you're really good, you can do it freestanding, okay? For freestanding, you could also lower yourself down, freestanding next to a door frame, and then use the door frame to help you stand up. That's a good way. I don't know a lot of people that can do 50 reps of pistol squats. If you can, okay, now's your opportunity to get a suitcase loaded up with books or anything you can find, pots and pans, whatever's heavy, and hold it here in front of you and do your pistol squats that way. But again, 30 to 50 rep max. Okay, and go to complete failure. Go till you cannot get up anymore. Shoulders are one of the easiest to do at home because it doesn't take a lot of weight, and shoulders respond really well to high reps anyway. Get whatever you can hold, let's say a milk jug. You 1-arm lateral raises this way. You can do them out to the front. You can do them at an angle. You can bend over, do them to the rear. You can bend over and do like an L style, or a Y raise rather. You can do a shoulder press. All those for really, really high reps to failure, and then make sure you do the other side as well. Shoulders is pretty easy. For glutes, one variant that I really like is an extended range side hip lift with a clamshell. So you're gonna find something to prop your knees up on. I've got 2 AirX pads here. You can use pillows, books, whatever you got. You're gonna start with your hip on the ground, and your hip is gonna be flexed, and you're going to drive the glutes forward and really open the leg up in the top, and then come back down and flex the hips. So you're extending and abducting the hips. You're gonna find it really tough to be able to do 50 of these, okay? And it's absolutely brutal. I get to burning and quaking after about 15 or 20, so this is a good exercise for me for glutes. even if you don't have access to a deadlift bar or anything of that nature. For triceps, of course, you've got things like bench dips or chair dips, where you get like 2 folding chairs back to back and do just regular dips in between there. There's also some push-up variations that I like. One is having the fingers interlaced and the elbows out. And then I'm actually gonna do these kneeling because I just trained and my triceps are cooked as it is. I probably wouldn't be able to get any, but elbows go out and then push up. Out and then push up. Another one is that you could do for triceps is the forearm plank to push up. So you're gonna be in this position and then push up, back down, push up, back down, push up. I told you my triceps are cooked already. I could barely get up. So right there for me, I mean, 3 was tough with that last one. What more tension do I need? What more weights do I need if 3 bodyweight exercises? That is gonna be hard, okay? So those are some really good options for triceps. For calves, one of the best things you can do for calves, and I'm trying to find a spot where I could show you, that I could show you on the rack. Actually, I don't need to show you. I'll just talk about it. For calves, get on a stair in your house, a stair or a step, or if you don't have access to those, elevate your toes on some books. Set a timer for 5 minutes, and you just go continuously for 5 minutes. Now with bodyweight calf raises, because there's no external load, you want to aim for a huge range of motion. You want to get all the way up on that big toe like a ballerina when you're coming up to really hit that contracted position, and then get a deep stretch in the bottom position. You're going to go for 5 straight minutes without any rest whatsoever. Now you can rest in the down position or in the up position, but you always have to keep tension on the calves. This will burn you up. Okay, no matter how fit you are, no matter how much work you do for your calves, this will burn you up. Absolutely, you are not allowed to get down until that 5-minute timer goes off. As you progress through this, you can add more time. So you can do this for 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes. I personally have never gone beyond 6 minutes. It's been too much for me to handle, and it's absolutely terrible. Okay, so work as hard as you can, go to failure, rest in the down position or up position, then just keep going. Okay, the whole time, the whole 5 minutes. That's a beauty for calves. For biceps and arms, I'm gonna be a jerk and actually show you with the dumbbell, but I'm gonna use a Pilates yoga dumbbell so you don't get too mad at me for using a real dumbbell, real weights. But you're gonna take like laundry detergent, a laundry detergent bottle, a small suitcase with a handle, anything you can grab onto, and you're gonna do Zotman curls. So you're gonna curl up at the top. So you curl with the palm up at the top, you're gonna flip it over so that your palm is down and then lower slowly. Okay, it's gonna work the forearm extensors, the brachialis, the brachioradialis, in addition to the biceps. So curl up with the palm up, flip it over, keep the elbow in, and extend down. And then curl up with the palm up again. 30 to 50 rep max on that, okay? I don't know a lot of people that could do even the full-size laundry detergent for 50 reps on a Zotman curl. That would be pretty tough. All right, so you just have to be creative and you have to work really hard. That rule never changes, okay? For maintaining muscle mass, you still have to work incredibly hard. Go until your body can't go anymore. Not your brain can't go anymore, until your body can't go anymore. That's the key. And if you get to a point where you can do more than 50 reps on that, at that point the load's probably a little too light to stimulate hypertrophy and you need to find a slightly heavier alternative. But I think with the variations I've shown you and with your own creativity, you should have more than enough tools in the toolbox to be able to maintain and possibly even build muscle during these next few weeks of quarantine, however long it lasts, okay? The added benefit of all this is these exercises are different. They require you to stabilize your torso in different ways. They require your body to move in different ways that you're not used to if you just smash the pig iron all the time. And so it's going to be restorative in nature, and it's going to build a lot of things that you didn't know you were lacking in, okay? Like just for me right there, mental note, those plank triceps, I'm gonna start adding those in. I was really weak at those. I know I just trained, but still, I should still be able to not struggle for 3 reps of those, even no matter how tired I am, okay? So that's gonna go into my program from here on out because it's something I need to work on. So explore new options, learn your body, be creative, and work really freaking hard. And when the gyms open back up again, you will have not lost a step. All right, I'm Coach Ryan Family from the VIPAR Pit. Stay safe out there. See you next time.